Okay, this is what we're going to look at, how the teams line up. So Germany line up in a 3-4-3, and I'll tell you why in a minute. It's a secret why England might do the same thing. Now, Germany always almost look the same. The back three is the same. You've got Ginter, Hummels and Rudiger. Rudiger plays at Chelsea, in case you might have recognised his name and weren't sure why. Then you've got Toni Kroos and Goretzka in the middle. It could be Goretzka, it might be Ilkay Gundogan of Man City. I think Goretzka might come in because he gives them a bit more power, a bit more, I don't want to say the word meat because it's a horrible word, but Germany are lacking a certain something and Goretzka might bring that. Also done quite well in the games he's appeared. Kai Havertz plays off the right-hand side, he's left-footed. He come inside as mostly like a second striker. So he's not a winger, he comes inside here an awful lot and he likes to drag defenders out of position, which England need to be careful of. Thomas Müller, I think will start. He's a space invader, or there's a space inspector, some sort of thing. I'm going to call him a space invader, just here. And he'll come into this sort of midfield like a box. So this kind of box here, that'll help out an awful lot in certain situations, outnumber the midfield of England. But when they attack with the wing backs, and that means you've got Müller and Havertz who can get between the lines and cause a bit of trouble for old England. Now, the problem that England might find if they stay in their 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, so it's going to be Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Phillips, Rice, Walker, Foden, Mount, Sterling and Kane. A couple of exceptions, you might not have Foden, you might have Jack, the new Pele Grealish coming in here. You might not have Raheem Sterling, even though he's been very good for them. You might have Bukayo, the new Pele Saka here as well. So that's something you might see because they've both done quite well and everyone seems to love them. But I think it's going to be Foden, I think it's going to be Sterling in here. Now, this sort of thing happened against Portugal, right? When you play this 3-4-3 against a shape like this, the back four, the back five instantly is like this. So the space is all outside the fullback. It's not very good lines, but we're going with it. Now, the thing that you've got to do with the back four is, does the winger come back and track Kimmich? If he does, then that just leaves loads of space for this guy to roam into, or maybe Kroos goes in here and there's loads of space here for him to pick a ball. Same on the other side. Does Walker go out? If he does, it leaves space for Müller to go in here. That is not good. And if he does that, that brings Stones over, which leaves room for Gnabry to come in. And if he does that, that means Maguire comes over, Havertz comes over here, and then if you're playing without, say Sterling's here, and he's not defending the wing back, he's up here, say. What happens then, as against Portugal, for Germany I mean, the ball comes over here from the wing back, Gersten say, into this area here, and then this guy comes in to finish off the move at the back post. Because what was happening against Portugal, where these guys were outnumbering the back four far too easily, they were getting constant overloads. There's a video on Tifo illustrated just now that you can watch all about that. But this is, yeah, that's the problem, is they don't want to concede these areas wide. Now, if England don't play this 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 thing that they do, and say we take out, well, let's do it like this. Shaw goes to wing back. I want to get rid of these lines. So Shaw goes to wing back. Maguire goes to left centre back. Push him up a bit here. Stones plays in the centre. Centre, I should say, I'll get in trouble. Walker, I think, will play as the right sided centre back. So Rice and Phillips come in here. Foden will go up top in the 3 with Sterling. Then you probably lose Mason Mount. He comes out and in comes our friend. I can't select James, so I'm going for Reece James 2, Electric Boogaloo. He's going to come in here as a right wing back. Now, the effect this has instantly, I'll push him back here, is now Gnabry has someone on him, Havertz has someone on him, Müller has someone on him, Walker, Rice doubling up. See, Phillips and Maguire have a 2v1. Rice and Walker have a 2v1 and Müller. That's very good. Goretzka and Kroos are going to always be in space. They're always going to do that. Goretzka will try and join the attacks more often than not, but forget about them for now. Now, rather than Foden having to track this wing back, what happens is that James is just 1v1 with a wing back, or Shaw is 1v1 with a wing back. So they've got every single player covered. There are no more of these overloads that Germany kept getting against Portugal. That's been eliminated. It also becomes something of like a battle between the wing backs. So if James is super aggressive and gets up, it pushes really high up, Gersten's got to really think about this, because if he decides to go here, if Germany in possession, right? Germany in possession here, and James is really advanced and waiting for it, then it means that the ball could easily come into, if the turnover here, Phillips can just ping it and James is away and they've got the cover. But if it's here and Gustafsson comes back, James has to watch it. It just means that they have to choose when they go forward and when they don't, largely man v man across the pitch. Another thing I think England might do against Germany is play a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2. And I say that because that's what Hungary did very well against them. It's what North Macedonia did and did very well against them. Now, if we do it like this, set them up. Wing backs are going to give you all your width. You challenge the wing backs of Germany so they don't have quite so much control of the game. This is very important. Phillips and Rice are 2v2 in the midfield here. Stones, Maguire here, when England push forward. Now, England are very conservative, so they want to try and deny space. A 5-3-2 funnels most of the play out wide because the two starting strikers, say there's three here. Two strikers will always show the play wide, and then from goal kicks, say, always show the play wide, and then you just sort of squash the space, and Germany have to go backwards. So defensively it works because of Germany's shape. The other reason, we take Foden off and put on a big lad, Calvert-Lewin, I like him a lot. Now, Hungary scored a goal against Germany by doing exactly this. They defend kind of like this, in a back, in their shape here. Sterling won't be there, it'll be someone else. Can we select Bellingham? No, we'll put Mount back in the midfield three. Oh yeah, and if you play a 3 rather than if you play a 3-5-2 rather than a 3-4-3, it means you can get Mount in. He's been great for them, so that's an important thing to think about too, if he plays. Now, the way the back three works, one of them will always be slightly deeper than the rest. Rudiger and Ginter will be next to him here, but if the ball is able to be crossed early, rather than try and get to the line and cross it in, if you cross it in early from here, if the ball is good, you should beat the first man, and that should give Kane, if he's there, a chance to get in and attack the ball. If the ball is even better, or just harder struck, what might happen, because of the position, it's important, I'll draw this line actually, you can see that the line should be in a back three. It's an exaggerated version of it, just to show you what I'm talking about. So rather than being flat, like this, that's flat, it'll be more like this to give you a bit of depth. It helps you, avoid you being caught with the offside trap, but it does present these sorts of problems here. Early ball in, might miss Kane, might miss Hummels, who goes with Kane, and arrives here, and then you get Calvert-Lewin or Sterling or whoever's there inside the box, that's what it's called, to get on the end of a cross. It can be from either side. Shaw could cross it in, James could cross it in. It also gives you a reason to get rid of Shaw and put Saka into this left wing back bit. And that's another reason to get him in the game. He's been very good for them. So that's the options. 3-4-3 helps eliminate the overload that Germany were getting against Portugal. It means you're more defensively sound because you've got every single man covered and you're not penned in. You've got an option to get out and break out. If you play the 4-2-3-1 and the wingers come back with the wing backs, there's no real way out. Only Kane's up front. You're going to be trapped and eventually they'll score. So that's probably why England will match up Germany in a 3-4-3. And for more analysis like that, just come back to the channel all the time. Be our friends. You can subscribe to Tifo IRL. It's this channel here. And there's all the videos here. And just like having you around. So yeah, do that. And I'm going to stop talking now. Enjoy the game.